This episode has everything. John Allen Nelson. Boom! Dr. Joyce Brothers. Pow! Random baseball player. Zing. Emmy Cancer. Ow! It's only been 4 episodes since the last Emmy Cancer, but who cares? You can never have too much deadly illness on this show. Sadly, this is Cort's last appearance until the reunion movie, but boy is it a good one to go out on. Additionally, this is the sole episode of Baywatch John Allen Nelson has credit for writing, along with who appears to be a buddy of his that he wrote some other screenplays with. Best of the best too? That's right, John Allen Nelson co-wrote that. You can take that trivia to the bank. Hey, question, why was Eyebrows deemed the Mentos Schiller this season? So remember the last time we saw Cort? You know, the one where he tricked Mitch into a dune buggy race in Mexico so he could smuggle stolen Mayan artifacts he wanted a poker game into the US? The one that ended with him giving the artifacts to an orphanage before he and Mitch had a talk about coming to terms with his increasing blindness, but Cort generally came out of it his usual cavalier self? Well, guess what? He wasn't okay at all. In fact, his life was falling apart. CJ and Eyebrows find him drunk, depressed, and homeless. That scamp. That's why they call him John Depression Cort. Yeehaw! Now almost completely blind, Cort has decided to just give up, much like Baywatch in a few years. He might be drunk and pathetic, but he can still do a sexy shower scene. Wait, are we back to A&W again? Baywatch, we can't keep dancing around like this. I need a stable soda figure in my life.
Why aren't you wearing these?
Damn it, CJ. You know how long it's been since I took part in a far-fetched scheme? I haven't impersonated an Arabian prince to charm a harem of attractive women in 6 months. What's the point of living anymore? This touching moment of blindness is brought to you by Naya Water. Hey look, there are people with bigger problems, like Mitch, who has to watch his son surf.
This sucks. No one has it harder than I do. Wait a minute. My Emmy senses are tingling.
Kay has returned for one of her once or twice or none a season appearances, and she introduces Mitch to Nick, who is dying of leukemia. I think we've built up enough of a collection of terminally ill people to start an Emmy Cancer count. I'm not going to include the little girl from Lover's Cove since they never specify what it is she's dying from, so only counting confirmed cancer, this brings our number to 3. In addition to the leukemia, Nick's parents died in a car accident the year before. Sounds like he needs an ice-cold A&W or Coke. Kay does some volunteer work at the hospital and is taking Nick out for a fun day at the beach. And who better to spend time with than Mitch Cancer Magnet Buchanan? Sorry to bring up cancer again so soon after Tracy died, Mitch.
Who?
Man, it really bums me. I want to see a kid like Nick.
I think we're all bummed out, pal.
I can hear you guys.
Living on wishes all my life.
I'm gonna shake that cancer right out of you.
Mitch has got to pull double inspirational duty this episode, so he sits down for a heartfelt talk with his old buddy Cort.
I'll offer you anything you want. Food, money, place to stay, you name it.
Hobie's room is empty. You could stay there.
What?
You're with your mother! Hey, Cort, I know how you feel, buddy. When I was paralyzed, I was pretty angry at the world, too.
You were paralyzed?
Oh, yeah, but I totally got over it. That was a weird thing. Too bad you can't just get over your blindness.
Mitch, why are we friends?
But you're not the only one who caught a bad break in this world. See the little guy out there surfing with Hobie?
Mitch, did you seriously just ask the blind guy if he could see something? Hearing about Nick's plight puts some things into perspective for Cort. If that brave little boy can face cancer like a man, Cort can make it through his blindness. Sounds like we've got a heartwarming parallel between these two stories of overcoming hardship and living life to the fullest. Boring! Let's spice up this little boy leukemia plot. Nick needs a bone marrow transplant to live, and his marine salvage brother is just the person to help. But unfortunately, a drug lord played by Richard Lynch kidnaps him and his wife so they can retrieve a stash of narcotics lost in some sea wreckage. I don't even know what to say to that. I hope the plot was John Allen Nelson's idea, because this is batshit. 1/3 of the way into this episode, and things took a sharp left turn. Yeah, and that's why they call me John Diabetic Cort.
Oh, hey, Huffwife, what's up?
Upon hearing about Nick's missing brother, Mitch calls up off-screen Garner for help. But he's not in this episode, so it looks like they're gonna have to take matters into their own hands. Lifeguards aren't cops, am I right, Andy? Mitch's shirt is fabulous. 2 seconds into their search for Nick's brother, and Cort is already suggesting some breaking and entering. All he really needed to get over his depression was a good old-fashioned adventure. I forgot what I was even depressed about. I'm laughs aplenty. Meanwhile, Eyebrows is jealous of CJ's previous relationship with Cort. A, Eyebrows is a big fat cheater and I'll never let the show forget it, and B, CJ was gonna leave him for a priest. What chance does he have compared to John Dadass Cort?
What would happen if Summer came back and she was sick?
I'd cheat on you with her?
Exactly. Wait,
Great idea, thanks CJ! Then, I don't know, CJ becomes evil for a montage.
baseball player Mike Piazza, what should I do?
How should I know? I'm just on vacation with my family.
Fair enough.
And then the last time that you left, that's when Matt happened.
No, I distinctly remember Cort being there when you got with Eyebrows, as it was a spite relationship to get back at him, but, I mean, how's Cort gonna be able to confirm this? He's blind!
I just want to thank you for always being there for me.
That's a full-on-the-mouth thank you kiss! Their makeout sesh is interrupted when Mitch gets a lead on Nick's brother. Implausibility, ahoy! Good luck, Cort! This is nothing. My blindness only makes my fighting skills thrive! How weird is this for Nick's sister-in-law? One minute she's kidnapped by drug lords, the next some randos just come barreling down the pier and start a martial arts brawl. Eyebrows goes to Kay for advice on CJ and Cort. Why have all of his plots sucked so much lately?
He knows she's a sucker for his helpless little boy.
Yep, helpless little boy. That's definitely been Cort's character up until now.
Your problem is you just don't give her enough credit.
Why a priest? You can have any man you want. Matt adores you, but a priest?
Meanwhile, some stupid thing about Cancer Kid trying to swim and needing to get rescued, I don't know. Wow, for someone who claimed he can barely see the back of his hand, I'm sure looking at things from a distance a lot in this episode. That's why they call me John Discrepancy Cort. Hey, so why is Nick's brother a diver from the 1800s? Oh well, karate chop! Wow, my stunt double's wig is bad. Hey, it's me, Dr. Joyce Brothers. What the hell am I doing in this episode? Anyway, Nick's gonna be fine thanks to your quick actions. I'm a gnome!
Does this mean I can drive now?
No, you can't drive now.
Why not?
Yeah, that sure was my last line on the show proper. Giddy up, cowboy! Hey, I'm terrible at goodbyes, but hats off to Cort, the most likable Baywatch character. You may have only been with us for a short while, but you made this show that much cooler, Texan, and blind. Thanks for everything, dude.
Why didn't you go with him?
He didn't ask me.
I love that she basically admits if Cort had asked her, she totally would have left Eyebrows. These two are really gonna make it. Aww. Eyebrows leaves at the end of the season.
I'm glad you helped Cort. And I'm glad that Summer hasn't come back.
Next time on Baywatch, Garner, Hobie, and Eyebrows team up to try and stop a couple of pickpockets. Meanwhile, Chinese refugees? Confused.
This is the moment.